Today's Ohio Proud moment, Cleveland. A LeBron James fan has sued James and Hennessy over James's recent announcement tease, which turned out to be a booze ad. They called it the Decision 2.0. We talked about it, and then I expressed embarrassment over being sucked in by this thing. This guy thought the same thing that the rest of us did, that James was going to announce his retirement. So between the tease and the announcement, this guy bought tickets thinking that it was his final opportunity to see James against his old team. He spent about $1,000 on these tickets, and now he sued James and Hennessy because James is not actually retiring. I would think that lawsuit is going nowhere, but we'll see. Today is Boss's Day. Okay, well, you're my boss, so happy Boss Day to you. Happy Global Cat Day. More on that in a moment. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a cautionary tale from a firefighter who had a small rug fire in his living room while the family was out. The fire, as we see from his security cam footage, was caused by his dog chewing on a lithium-ion battery.
He bit into it, and you can see it, he's surprised by it, and then he's like, uh-oh, what did I do? Thankfully, it pretty much fizzled out because of the rug and because we were home so quick. So when you're done charging them, you have to really pay attention and unplug them. You have to make sure you store them, where they can't get broken or cracked or chewed on by a dog. And then when you're done with them, they have to be disposed in a specific way.
The dog will be fine. The fire was caught quickly enough to be confined to just that rug. And, of course, ironic that the doggie's daddy is a firefighter. Good to know. I've begun unplugging my laptop charger when I go to bed in the evening or even when I leave it unattended. I've seen too many stories about these battery fires, so trying to be more cautious about that. And, yes, the dog will be fine. As I said, it was just a minor little fire, but scary. Could have been a lot worse. Oh, boy. Influencers are now bringing carved-out mini pumpkins to Starbucks and having the baristas fill those with coffee.
Y'all can put the drinks in, my own cup, right?
Yeah.
I have a pumpkin. Can you put it in my pumpkin?
Oh, that is so cute. Do you know how many ounces that is?
Let's just do a tall.
Alrighty. So a tall iced pumpkin spice latte. Anything else?
That'll be all. They filled my pumpkin. How cute. Okay, we gotta do a taste test. Yum.
Greta got me up at 4:30, and I'm just a little crabby. I'm in no mood for influencer nonsense. Just get a stinking cup like the rest of us. Come on. I would hope that if someone brought a pumpkin to Colin's Coffee to have it filled, that he would take that pumpkin and throw it against the wall. But Colin's a nice guy, so I don't think he would do that. I would advise him to do that, but I don't think he would do that. Don't bring a pumpkin to Colin's Coffee, all right? Thank you. Gone viral, this woman bought some leather pants from the Gap and made a horrifying discovery. When she bends over,
I haven't been this embarrassed since 4th grade because I'm at a restaurant and I dropped something accidentally and I go to pick it up and then that did not come from them pants. You got some explaining to do.
Sounds more like a duck to me. I don't know. Do they test out the pants in the factory? Somebody's job is to put them on and see if they make a fart noise or a duck noise. I don't know. Sorry about your trouble there, ma'am. All right, this is a good topic on Reddit. Things adults have had to explain to other adults. Common knowledge that, for some reason, didn't sink in with certain people. Quote, I had to explain to my coworker, 33 years old, that the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. After I told him that, they said, every day? Here's another one. A person said they didn't want to get solar panels because they were worried that if too many people get them, they would use up the sun. Is that person serving in Washington, D.C. now by chance? Could be. I know a couple who were very surprised that she got pregnant during their honeymoon. They thought that you had to be a year or two into your marriage before it was possible to become pregnant. See, we used to have sex ed in school. And a lot of places don't have that anymore, I don't think. In college, my roommate thought chocolate milk came from brown cows. This is one that I hear a lot. Here's one for Global Cat Day. Quote, again, these are things that adults said to other adults. I once had a coworker who was quite religious. and in all honesty, not overly blessed with intelligence. She told me that she had to rehome her cat. The cat was an unaltered female who was also allowed outside and got pregnant for a second time. I asked her why she didn't have the cat fixed, and she said she shouldn't have to. The cat should know better than to be out, quote, whoring around, end quote, and she would not have an immoral cat in her home. I started to try to gently explain how cats work, but then decided the cat was better off elsewhere. You're probably right. And here's your capper from this Reddit. Quote, one of my colleagues is a flat earther. We're pilots. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Imagine going through life so blissfully ignorant. It must be wonderful and relaxing. I may just go get a lobotomy. Just drill a hole in my head. I don't want to know so much. Oh, well. Vicenza in Italy, a sting operation revealed a man had been faking blindness to collect disability payments. He was recorded inspecting produce at a fruit stand, for one thing. The 73-year-old had collected an estimated $1 million+ over the last 53 years after claiming to have been blinded in a workplace accident in 1972. That's something. 53 years, quite an achievement. Merced, California driver was fined $200 recently for their hand-drawn license plate. Now, I should point out that their penmanship was actually pretty good, but it's clearly fake. They told the officer who had pulled them over that they had misplaced their actual license plate, so they drew one, which is not an acceptable excuse, as it turns out. Liverpool, England. This one is weird. Remember when Keith Richards said that he snorted his dad's ashes and we were all horrified? To this day, we don't really know if it was true or not. Here's a related story. In Liverpool, England, a woman had a tattoo artist mix a bit of her father's ashes with the ink, which seems like a really bad idea. And it turns out that it was. She started getting rashes on her hand and her arm, so she went to a dermatologist, and they arrived at a conclusion that her body was rejecting her father's ashes because, of course, they're ashes. You know, I think about this stuff. I don't have any tattoos, and I'm not going to do it at this point. I'm too old. At this point, it's just silly, right? And it looks painful and uncomfortable. And I think, is it really a good idea to put ink in my body? These are the things I obsess about. I'm not judging. It's not for me. I'll end up with ink in my heart or something. So it's just things I obsess about. Again, a lobotomy. That's kind of, instead of a tattoo needle, I just need a drill in the head. There we go. I can get a radio job again if I get a lobotomy. Yes. And it's Global Cat Day, as we mentioned. On Long Island, a kitten had gotten itself into a storm drain and wouldn't come out. So they used a remote control car.
Hi, kitty. All right. Here she comes. The kitten's not scared of the car. No. All right, now it's moving. It's coming. The car's going. It's dying. You got her? I got her.
They love to run back.
All right. Hello, kitty. We got you.
Essentially, they ran the car into the drain, chasing the kitty out with it, and grabbing the kitten when it emerged. Maybe he was happy down there, I don't know. San Antonio, 7 people were arrested the other morning for brawling at 3 a.m. at a Whataburger location. The fight started over a mixed-up order. I don't know if one party was handed the wrong bag or something, but we see these people just having a knockdown drag-out right there in the Whataburger at 3 in the morning. My wife always says this, nothing good happens after midnight, and the further I go through life, the more I agree with her. What are you doing at Whataburger at 3 in the morning? I know, I was young once. I remember. That's why White Castle is there when you need it. Things can go right when we go out to eat. We go to Wichita, Kansas, finally. Recently, a family was at a taco joint, and the credit card reader was out of service. They were just going to leave and go someplace else without their delicious tacos at TJ's Tacos. when in stepped a hero named Jared.
The cell system went down, so we were only taking cash.
So I was really bummed. I was like, no.
Felt like they should come on in and have some tacos, so I followed him out, gave him a $100 bill.
I was like, no way. And then he said, yes, dinner is on me tonight. And I was like, thank you so much. I said, here, we have $20 cash. You have Venmo. I can Venmo you. And he was like, no, don't even worry about it.
We just wanted to thank him, really, because I think he deserves it, even though he probably wasn't intending for this to have the impact that it did.
If I had the chance to do it over again, I'd do it over again 100% of the time every day.
That's Jared, who so moved the owners of TJ's Tacos that he's been awarded free tacos for a year. Jared went on to explain his impromptu generosity. Quote, "When I was a young man, I grew up poor. A family took me in when I needed it most. They ended up finishing raising me until I was 18, and I moved out on my own. If they wouldn't have ever done that, I never would be in the place I am today, and I, frankly, wouldn't be able to help somebody out like that. I owe everything to them." End quote. Faith in humanity restored by a man named Jared, who sounds a lot like Nick Nolte. Good on you, Jared. Enjoy your tacos. You have earned them. And now I want to make tacos this evening. Probably going to have to make that happen. Have a great day, and we'll chat again tomorrow.